What inspired you to create SNN? What inspires your vision? All right, this is the deep question right there. 2013, I moved to South Korea and I went there for school. When I was leaving Tanzania, I was just a Tanzanian. But the moment I landed to South Korea, everything changed. From Tanzanian, I became an African. Because everybody saw me, they didn't address me as a Tanzanian, but they addressed me as an African. So what happened is, at the beginning, I didn't like people calling me African. Not because I didn't like Africa, or didn't love Africa, but because I believe that no, this is just ignorance. It's people not knowing that Africa is not a country, but it's a continent with 54 different countries. For me, I say 55 different countries. 54, the countries we have in Africa, and that one is diaspora all around the world. So I say Africa is the one big family with 55 different children. So I felt like people, they were ignorant. They thought that just because you're black, you're coming from Africa. Right? But you have white coming from Africa. You have Asian coming from Africa. All right? You have so many people. You have Indians. You have a lot of people. You know, there's even Chinese who are born here, the African, you know. How do I feel about that? I don't know. But, you know, there are a lot of Africans of different kind of, you know, ethnicity, you know, I mean, colors. So at the beginning, I didn't like people calling me African, because I felt like you guys, you don't want to know where I'm coming from. You don't want to know that I'm coming from this country. Well, if you tell them to guess where I'm coming from, they will say South Africa most of the time, or they will say Kenya most of the time, or Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be honest. It was hurting me at that time. It's like, you guys, you know Kenya, and you don't know a country next to Kenya? Can't believe. So I start asking them, where is the highest mountain in Africa? They'll be like, Kilimanjaro. I was like, my country's there. And they'll be like, Kenya? And I was like, get out of here, man. Kilimanjaro is in Tanzania. And I'll be like, where is Zanzibar? They're like, Zanzibar, it's in Zanzibar. I'm like, get out of here, man. Zanzibar is in Tanzania. The name Tanzania, it came from Tanganyika and Zanzibar. It's the only united countries in Africa. That's why I believe in the unity of Africa. I believe in one Africa. You understand what I'm saying? Because where I'm coming from, we have a united Republic of Tanzania. Two different countries came together and have union. It is possible because it happened here. It can happen anywhere in the world. And I'll tell you this, guys, in the Tanzania, in the land side of Tanzania, forget about the island, the Zanzibar part, the land of Tanzania, I'll tell you this, the Christianity, it's above 60%, and Islam is 30%, 30-something percent. Why? What am I saying this? And when you go to Zanzibar, almost 100% of Zanzibar are Muslim people. Right now, maybe changed because I just went the other day and I saw a lot of churches, so it might have changed, right? But that's how it used to be back in the days. You never find it was hard to find Christian people. But let me tell you this. But back in the days when Nyerere, you know, he went to Uganda. He told Uganda that why don't we come and become one nation? Uganda, they say no. He went to Kenya. He said the same thing. Kenya, they said no. He went to Zanzibar, to Mwinyi, the president at that time. Mwinyi, he agreed. He said, you know what? We can come together. We can be united. That's when the unity between Tanganyika and Zanzibar came together and formed this one beautiful country called Tanzania. So why I was talking about religion? Because there's a lot of people who they say, you know what? Religion is the source of division. Yes, I believe that, because it happened in so many countries. But also we can use that as an advantage to unite our people, because it happened in Tanzania. Zanzibar, almost 100% are Muslim. When you go to Tanganyika, like the land side of Tanzania, more than 60% are Christians. How did we come together and become one nation, United Republic of Tanzania? And while we have differences in our religion, ask yourself that question. And also, Tanzania, I always say this, it has more than 121 different tribes, but it became one country. How did that happen? 121 tribes, 121 different languages? How did that happen? That we don't have tribalism issue. How did that happen? The language, again, I always talk about that. Nyerere, Julius Kambarage Nyerere, he said, you know what? Everybody must speak Swahili. That's our language. That's who will speak Nobody will speak. That's why today you find hard for a lot of Tanzanians to speak English. And I want to tell these Tanzanians, if I have Tanzanians right now watching, please let me know in the comment section. I want to talk to Tanzanians. Don't feel bad just because you cannot speak good English. English is not our language. It's a colonial language. Our language is Swahili. We have our own African languages. Stand with confidence. Be proud of your Swahili. Be proud of your Amharic. Be proud of your I don't think of other languages, but be proud of the language you are speaking, because that is your identity. Don't feel like you're less than people who speaks English. This is just a language. It's nothing but the language. Some other people, they have that privilege because maybe they were born and they went to school, they studied that. But you don't speak English, don't feel bad about it. You speak Swahili, that is your language. Because where we are going, the whole continent of Africa will be speaking Swahili. I'm telling you, that's the language is going to unite Africa. It did to Tanzania for more than 121 different tribes. It can do to any other continent on earth, any other country in Africa. I'm telling you, I say that, I'm telling you. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because to tell you guys that there's something very significant to learn from Julius Kambarage Nyerere. And this is what I'll tell you today. I'll tell you this, guys. We are going to have some session about this guy. This is what Nyerere said. He said, only with unity can we be sure that Africa really governs Africa. He's not just speaking, it's not just code that he's writing, but it's the life is what he implemented in the country. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is what united Tanzanians, everybody. Now, there's no issue with anything. The other day, I got really sensitive because I went to the government office and then to do some stuff. And then they asked me, what is your tribe? Because we need to write down. And then I got really pissed off. I was like, why do you guys need to know my tribe and all those stuff? They're like, oh, we need to have this for document to know this and this and that and that. I was like, but this, if there's somebody from another tribe and then you are from another tribe and you write and those tribes, maybe they have tribe. I was talking like that. But then later on, I realized that, oh, we don't really have issue with the tribe. So it doesn't really matter. Can you imagine? Like, that's how it has been for all this time, but it doesn't really matter. Because what Nyerere, our forefather, he did for this country. He didn't just say that. This is what Nyerere said. He said, without unity, there's no future for Africa. He knew back then, he knew that without unity in this country of Tanzania, there will never be a future. We're not going to be one. He knew that. And he said, you know what? Everybody will speak Swahili. We are going to unite between Tanganyika and Zanzibar. Kudos, Nyerere and Mwinyi. They came together. They unite this beautiful country. Today it's the only country in Africa that is united. It can happen in Africa. That's why I'm doing this with everything I got. Because, man, this vision, this mission is not just something that I believe in. It's not just something that I speak. It's not just something that I dream. No, it's something that I see. I live in it. I was born here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my mission is not just like everybody's mission. No, my mission is the story of my life. It's the story of my country. It's the story of my people. It's the story of where I was born. It's the story of where I'm coming from. That's my mission. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is personal to me. Because today in Africa, we say that Tanzania is one of the peaceful countries in Africa, in the continent, because we don't have civil wars and all those conflicts. Well, I'm not saying that out of pride, but I'm saying that knowing that there's a sacrifice that it was made by this forefather, Julius Kambarage Nyerere, and his friends who fought for this country, didn't just fight for this country, but also they came together and say, you know what? I know. Nyerere, his speech, when you listen to his speech, this is what he was saying. He was saying that it's so sad that in 21st century we have people who are still riding in the buses of tribalism. This is what he said. And he was saying that when he was addressing to Africa, he saw it a long time ago, like he saw like 20 years later, he saw Tanzanians fighting with one another because of land, fighting with one another because of tribes, fighting with one another because of religions. He saw that. And that's why Tanganyika, the land side of Tanzania, and Zanzibar, 100%, almost 100% are Islam, and here more than 60% are Christian. He saw it and they came together. You know what that did? Everybody mixed up. Everybody, we came together. Now, me, since growing up, I went to middle school, high school. I was exposed everywhere. I was born in a very faith-based family, going to church almost every single day. My place, you find me in school or in church. That's what the only place I went. I don't remember other places I went. I don't remember play around that where I was born. But you know what? I love Muslims because I grew up with them. They're my best friend. They're people that have always been close to me. I don't see anything but another human being that I love, I cherish, and I can be friend with, and without no hesitation, without anything. That's how it is here in Tanzania. Why? Because this Nyerere, he's so far away. He saw years to come. And he saw that this is going to be a huge problem in Tanzania. We must come together. We must expose to one another. And he did that. Not only that, but even though the Tanganyika side, more than 60% was Christianity, still, he decided that this country will be a secular country. That country, this is what it says in the constitution. It says our country is secular. The country do not believe, the country does not belong to any religion, but its people have religions. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what the constitution says. This country is a secular country. It doesn't have any religion, but its people believe in the religion. That's why in the national anthem of Tanzania, the first line of the national anthem, it says, Mungu ibariki Africa. It's a God bless Africa. That national anthem is the prayer that every single time when member of parliaments, they go to the parliament, they sing that song as a prayer and they pray. And every time when there's all this, like if it's election, if it's whatever, there's a prayer. The prayer meeting. I pray here all the time before I begin, and some people, they think it's strange. No, man, I do believe in God. Swahili nation, you cannot believe in God because Swahili nation is not a person, it's not a human, but I do believe in God. I love God, man, and that's my faith. I'm proud of that. I love Jesus. That's my faith. And you, whatever you believe in, whatever religion you're in, you should be proud of that. And there should not be any issue for us to talk. There should not be any issue for me to pray here to my God, to pray in the name of Jesus. There should not be issue for you to come here to pray in the name of whatever God you believe in. That should not be a problem because we believe that Africans, they have things or divine things that they believe in. We believe that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he did that as a prayer for the nation. Did you see how he dealt with the religion issue? Did you see how he dealt with that? He had to unite these two different sides to expose to one another and to leave government as a secular country. But its people can have their religion, but the government doesn't have religion. That means it doesn't favor anybody. The leaders can have their religions, but people can have their, but government, it remain secular. That's why you will never find one day they say, okay, you know what, you guys stop praying, you're making some noise. Or you guys stop saying, at 5 a.m. you'll hear like our Muslim brothers and sisters, you will hear that alarm at 5 a.m. in the morning. You'll never hear that, oh, you guys are making some noise, don't do those prayers. No, prayer are very important for our countries, for our nation, for our continent. If you don't pray, I'm telling you, nothing will happen because there's a lot of impossible things that can never happen unless God, he comes down and do something to transform. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he did to deal with that. When it comes in the case of unity and all these tribes, he didn't just deal with that okay, you guys, everybody has to speak Swahili, has to speak common language. And mind you, Swahili does not belong to any tribe. It's a language that is a combination of so many different languages. You have Islam there, like 30%. You have English, some words there. You have Bantu, it's a lot Bantu words in that language. That's why a lot of languages in Africa, they kind of relate with Swahili. When you go to South Africa, there's a lot of local language they relate with Swahili. When you go to Zambia, Malawi, they speak in some words. We're sharing the same word. The same thing in Rwanda, Kirwandese, and Burundi. We share the same words. That's the language it was formed. So everybody was speaking the language Swahili, and English it was no. And everybody was speaking their tribe language. So what did that do to the country? It connected people together. But he didn't stop there. When it comes to education, when it comes to school, if I'm coming from the southern part of Tanzania, I was sent to the northern part of Tanzania. I was sent to the eastern part of Tanzania. I was sent to the western part of Tanzania. Why? So that I may meet some people who are coming from that side. So you'll find one school that is full of all people from everywhere in Tanzania. That's the high school I went. I went there with people from the east, west, south, central, northwest, northeast, north, south, everywhere. Like everybody, like the whole country of Tanzania, it was in this high school. That's the school I went in, and everybody had the same experience. When are you gonna have time to hate your brother? When are you gonna have a time to hate your sister? And all of you guys, you studying together, you sleep together. I mean, not sleeping together, like sleeping in the same room. I mean, together. When are you gonna have time to hate one another? You live there for 2 years in high school, like all level, like middle school, 4 years. You have no other choice than to love that neighbor, because otherwise your life is gonna be a living hell right there. You know what I'm saying? So like, because of that, he brought the country together. Religion is not an issue. Tribalism is not an issue. And anytime when there's anyone that is doing anything that is like is bringing chaos in the country, even people themselves, they stand and say, no, we have been living together for so long, we cannot allow something like that. Everybody comes together and say that. Everyone.